you are playing a game you have already lost. Right now, you are spending hours analyzing their behavior, trying to figure out why they pulled away, trying to find the perfect text to send, the perfect way to act, or the perfect time to ignore them, hoping it will finally make them realize your worth. But here is the brutal psychological truth. As long as you are reacting to them, they own you. Avoidants do not respect people they can predict. They don't miss people whose emotional state they can control. If they know that their distance makes you anxious and their attention makes you eager, they have absolutely no reason to value you. You are a solved puzzle. But what happens when the puzzle changes its shape? What happens when you stop operating on the emotional script they wrote for you? If you are tired of feeling powerless in this dynamic, stay with me. Because today, we are taking the psychology of attraction to a level most people are terrified to explore. We are going to talk about the pattern interrupt, the exact moment you become dangerously unpredictable, and how it completely dismantles their ego. To outsmart this dynamic, you first have to understand how an avoidant mind categorizes you. When you met, they studied you. Not just your likes and dislikes, but your emotional thresholds. They learned how much space they could take before you reached out. They learned what kind of tone makes you try harder to please them. Without you realizing it, they built a psychological map of your reactions. And once that map was complete, you became safe. But in the twisted logic of avoidance, safe quickly turns into boring. They stepped back because they felt they had absolute certainty over you. They know that if they texted you right now, you would reply. Maybe you'd play it cool for an hour, but you would reply. Their entire sense of control is based on the assumption that your fundamental position in life is available to them. This is where you change the rules of the matrix. You use a psychological concept called the pattern interrupt. A pattern interrupt happens when a human brain anticipates a specific emotional reaction and receives the exact opposite. You don't block them. You don't write them a paragraph explaining why you're done. You don't run away. Running away shows you are hurt. Instead, you do something far more terrifying. You stay in their orbit, but you completely remove your emotional charge. If you see them, you smile warmly, say hello, and immediately turn your attention to someone else. If they text you a breadcrumb, you reply 12 hours later with a polite, absolute dead-end sentence. Sounds great. Hope you're doing well. No questions, no hooks, no lingering energy. When you do this, you create a massive cognitive dissonance in their brain. Their subconscious mind screams, "Wait, this isn't how the script goes. Why aren't they trying? Why aren't they affected?" This doesn't just confuse them, it causes a literal cortisol spike. The power dynamic they relied on has evaporated. You are no longer the anxious chaser. You have become an unreadable wall of stoic calm. Carl Jung said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls." For the entire relationship, they outsourced their emotional labor to you. You cared enough for the both of you. You worried enough for the both of you. You carried the emotional weight, which allowed them to comfortably play the role of the detached, independent one. But the moment you implement the pattern interrupt, the moment you become completely unbothered, you drop that weight directly back into their hands. Suddenly, their distance isn't working anymore, because there is no one pushing against it. Their silence feels empty, because you are no longer trying to fill it. They are forced to look at themselves, and what they see is terrifying. They realize you didn't fail their test, they failed yours. They realize you observed their emotional limitations, accepted them for exactly who they are, and quietly decided that they were not worth the effort. There is no greater blow to an avoidant's ego than realizing they were completely understood and then voluntarily left behind. So, do you use this unpredictability to trap them and make them beg for you? Absolutely not. If you do that, you are still playing their game. You use this psychological shift to permanently elevate your own life. You become unpredictable, not as a tactic, but because your focus has genuinely shifted back to your own empire, your goals, your peace, your evolution. When you truly stop caring how they perceive you, you become magnetic. Not just to them, but to the world. Let them watch from the sidelines. Let them live with the quiet, haunting realization that they had a front-row seat to your love, and they lost it because they were too afraid to be real. You are no longer waiting. You are moving. If this video gave you the reality check you needed, subscribe. We don't sugarcoat the truth here. Elevate your mind, and I will see you in the next one.